What's going on YouTube? Guy in the back seat here from Doomviller Games with a little bit of a spoiler exclusive because, I kind of made it, but I'll call it an exclusive because I'm the only place that's going to be bringing you from my computer tonight the top cards, like in terms of low rarity cards and a couple high rare cards that I say, just spoiler alert, these cards are really freaking good in Pool Tournament. Pool Tournament we're going to be doing hopefully this week. The game should be launching. We aim for that December 12th deadline. We aren't going to make it, but we are going to make it by the weekend. Launching on a Wednesday plus was really, really hard to do. So we're going to move on with the video here, but these are the cards that I say look out for them, find them, pull them, keep them. It's a good card. So moving on, already blew a minute. Here we go. Colorless cards, keep them. Just bottom line. Not going to go into crazy details. If you'd like to read the cards, you can go ahead, but the colorless set of creatures are all techable. They're all good. They're all universally decent. They're not going to hurt you. They're all going to help you because they don't have any anchor on an element, and each one of them helps the others in the deck. So, like, these guys are kind of like the gadgets of my game from Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty much, they give you pluses for hurting opponents. So, find them. If you can find them, they're all uncommons and commons. So, this shouldn't be too difficult to get. Alright? Then we have Blade Dragon. This is my fire pick, basically fire creature pick. He's a common, and he just can hurt things like nobody's business. He just deals one every time he gets punched. Even if he's guarding, he still deals one. If he's in attacking, he deals two because he can counter. If he has burn, somehow he can just deal three with everything that fights him. So that's just dumb on a creature. Really good overall and shouldn't cost you too much in the deck. Play two or three if you got a chance. Cloud Strider. This guy just sets up your play. He lets you bust everything wide open on the next turn because he can lower high level creatures within to a number that's within range for you to play on the next turn. So don't underestimate this guy. Don't kill him. If your opponent plays him, they're trying to set up. So just be wary. Sandworm. He has a 50-50 shot of either killing a creature or taking one damage. He's got nice defense. His effect works while he's guarding, and it only works every other turn, but he can definitely cause issues for the opponent. They're going to want to get him off the board as fast as possible. You can protect him. You're in good shape. Sharp Shark can basically be a 1-for-1 immediately. He hits the table, he becomes an 8 attacker, but if he attacks something in guarding, or in attacking, my mistake, his attack doubles, and then all of his stats drop by 1 after the battle step. His attack only doubles during damage calculation, but he becomes at 16, which is higher than the highest attack printed on a creature currently. So then we have Iceblade Knight. He's just a control freak. He just hits the table, puts counters on a targeted creature, and that creature just loses its ability to do anything so long as he's on the board. So really good to just hit the table early. He's a high deck cost card, but that's why he's so easy to get. Tree Walker, just to clarify, he's the only creature that can be also a source card. Currently, he gives you 3 nature sources when he hits the table, and he's treated as a source card. If he's shuffled, he goes to the discard pile. But point is that if he's used for like a battle step, or used before a battle step, he still comes out as a fighter. But if he dies during the battle step, he goes to the discard, and if he's still alive at the end of the battle step, he goes back to the source zone as a source used. So then, if he's normally shuffled, he goes to the discard pile anyway. So that's how Tree Walker works. To clarify any rulings, he will remain used even if he comes up to fight and goes back. Just saying. Charger Dragon lets you get rid of a card in your hand or a card on your field that's hurting you or isn't helping you as much as you thought it would in exchange for a free card from the top of your deck. You can only use one a turn, despite how many Charger Dragons you control, but still. Excellent. Armor Wall can save your life. If you have more than one and the opponent's about to just smash through with so many to defeat you, you can pay 1 and get a wall on the board that is just going to block and absorb every single attack. 8 defense, 7 defense even while attacking, so even water decks have a hard time with this guy. Angelic Woman, just to clarify, you can shuffle used sources, so if you use a source to conjure her, and it's a master or super source, you can gain a health off of her conjure. So just saying, she's a bit worthless as a fighter, but definitely great to heal you. Black Magic Knight, I did pick a higher rare card. Um, he just gives himself stat bonuses by himself, and he's the only creature in the game that says, you can pay 1 health in exchange for being able to attack an opposing card again, so or attack an opposing again during the battle step. So being able to attack a second time is the biggest boon that this guy has, because no other card says you can attack again. It just says that you can attack another creature. So this guy can even attack a conjurer twice, or the same creature twice. So really cool card. Sightbinder just sets up everything. You play it in guarding, you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put them back in any order, and that your check phase, or right before your standard draw, if it's still on the table, you can potentially add the bottom card of your deck to your hand, which is a big deal because usually that card is never to be seen during the game, and it could be the best card in your deck. Just to clarify, this is one of the highest rarity cards in the set. It is also one of the only 3 arcane tomes, but this card is dumb. Just don't ever pass one of these stars, because this card will break the game wide open for a player. It is a costly card, but it can give you potentially 3 cards for 2 health in this card's investment. You can only play 1 a turn, and you can either just get 1 card from your play deck or a card from your source deck onto your field, or you can pay 2 health and get 2 cards from your play deck and a source card from your source deck to the field. So don't let this card get past. This card's way too good. Just saying. It's also one of the master rares, one of the elusive master rares. Skydive says you can mill the top card of your deck and you reveal a creature and it loses 2 levels. So you can basically put anything within range almost, by turn 2 to be conjured if you have the right source deck, draws. Boulder Weight, equipped to the opponent's creature. Just understand you can do that. It doesn't have to be played specifically as a defensive measure for you, because it lowers the creature's attack and defense by 4, and has only 1 speed. So you can basically you can pretty much tank any creature that the opponent has, where it's just like it kills their capability to use it. And then it says, when the equipped creature is destroyed, they don't take any damage. So that's the trade-off. But you can use it defensively in that measure too, because you can put it on a creature that that is your last line of defense, and just put it on them and say, I won't take any damage when your creature blows it up, so that'll save me. Washing Wounds, all creatures that have had their lifespans reduced gain 2 lifespan. So it's a healing card for your creatures, but then also it has another condition that says, if all your creatures were destroyed during the last battle step, you increase your health by 1. So that's like a really cool little versatile card. It's not just, playable when your creatures are dying, but you can play it to gain some health when you lost everything. So, Heartwood Blades, give your creature a 2 attack and speed bonus, and then if it's your check phase, you can basically just pop off your creature and get a source card. So that's a really cool little accelerant / attack bonus thing. That's why it's such a high, level card, but either way, it's still a really good card. Forked Lightning, equipped creature can attack 1 additional creature during the battle step for each Forked Lightning equipped to it. You have 7 of these equipped to 1 creature, it can attack 8 creatures. That's dumb. Holy Resonance, you send the bottom card of your play deck to the discard pile, and you place 3 markers on it. And you have to remove a marker during your own check phase, or it blows up. And then it says, while in play, you negate all abilities. I mean, abilities could be the main focus of a player's deck, just either stat reduction or, being able to fortify their defenses, or being able to flip your creature's positions, or being able to, just do all types of nonsense. And like being able to be immune to your counterattacks and all that. Not being able to do that can put a damper on a player. So Holy Resonance could be one of my favorite picks, essentially. Dreadseal, again, same as the previous, with Boulder Weight. Equip it to the opponent's creature, make them lose stats. Then when the creature blows up, you can source shuffle a card. You just set up your play before, and you use the source that you're going to get rid of. Last Breath, okay. Last Breath is a savior card. It just says, a creature would be attacked and have its lifespan lowered to 0. It's not destroyed, and you blow up all things equipped to it. and the creature has only one lifespan. But that can just save you where you have a creature on the board for your next turn, because that creature can still fight. Just remember that. Flare Up is a counter card, and counters, like I said, they have a trigger. So, if the creature would be attacked, you source shuffle a source card, and then your creature gets to inflict 3 damage instead of 1 during a counterattack. Combo that with Blade Dragon, you're talking ridiculous numbers. Like with Burn, it's 5. That's almost more damage than his own. I think that is his own lifespan, but either way. Cold Snap makes a creature worthless. You can just lock down a creature. It gains 2 defense and cannot attack or counterattack until the end of the next or current battle step. Cold Snap is just so good that it just can lock down 1 card. Reinforcement. This is why Cold Snap says the next or current, because it says a creature you control is destroyed. You search your playdeck for a level 6 or lower creature with the same element as the destroyed creature and play it on the field in guard position, and you negate its effect. That's still crazy. You're talking about getting a free conjure out of your deck. As long as a creature blew up, there's no cost. It's just you have to have a creature die. So you take the 1, but then you get a creature out of the deck that's basically a mirror of the same. Could be the same. Either way. Fallen Hero. Trigger. A creature you control is destroyed in battle. When activated, equip this card to the attacking creature, and it loses attack equal to the attack of the triggered creature, or the creature that triggered the card. So if they had 6 attack, their opposing creature, the creature that killed it loses 6 attack points, can just stop things in their tracks. Insanity Complex. It is insane to take 1 extra damage when the opponent creature attacks you directly, but you negate the rest of the battle step and you rearrange the top 3 cards of your deck. So it's all you need to set up all your chaos plays. Full Block is a defensive skill. It's used by colorless creatures. It gives them 4 extra defense during the battle step, but then they lose 4 attack points. It's a crazy trade-off, but if you're holding down to hunker down and wait, this is your card. Burning Cinder, Icicle Shard, Acid Strike, and Spider Bolts. These are the 4 skills I will focus on because they all do the same thing. They all have the power to do pseudo effects of the Burn, Sheer Cold, Venom, and Shock abilities. Basically, you can target a creature and lower their lifespan, speed, attack, or defense by 1. And then if you destroy the creature, you can target another creature and lower the same type of stat by 1 as well. So with these 4 combined, you can talk about like complete shut down a stats deck. Another one, Master Rare, Utopia, the card. If you pull it, you can play anything in the game. That is the main point. This 1 source card will give you access to every single element in 1 card. However, it's a 9-point card. It's also the hardest rarity to find, and the card stops your source draw when you play it. But it is so ridiculously good, it just can't be put in words. You have Utopia, you have no limitations on your options. Pull the card if you get it. Kudos if you get it. Probably not going to get it, just saying. Then we have the 2, Arios Monument and Evian's Core. They center around Fire, Wind, Earth, and Water is Evian's, and then Ice, Nature, Lightning, and Steel is the Arios. They have the same effect. You have to shuffle a source that they grant when it hits the table, so it has to be like a standard source or a super source or a master source of their element, one of the 4 that they grant, or they go away. And their whole thing, just massive acceleration. You're talking about crazy numbers here. 4 source on 1 card, and all of 4 different colors makes sort of like getting Utopia, just a little easier. Then you have the rares, the double sources, the ones that basically grant 2 elements and they can add consistency factors where you didn't even know they existed. Your Burning Wasteland, which is fire and earth, Whirlpool, which is water and wind, Frozen Forest, which is ice and nature, Magnetic Zone, which is lightning and steel. These 4 cards, very helpful, and they will break games and make games easier for a player. So that's my picks for the cards that you should look out for, and whenever we finally do our pool tournament. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, comment, rate, subscribe, do other games. Please help this game get where it needs to be. I want this to be something for everybody to enjoy. So have a nice night. I appreciate the time, and goodbye.